So I got a call at the courthouse. I have no lawyer, and this 84-year-old I live with wants me to be his lawyer, but I don't know how to fill out the paperwork. I know part of the process. I know every trickin' that they're pulling. I know bullshit when I see it from the landlord. I know, like, for instance, 3 years of damage of mold rot that, like, there's a hole upstairs to us in the apartment upstairs. Their hole's the size of a golf ball. Ours was the size of a baseball. Now, it's taken upstairs about 5 years to add an inch to that hole just by watching it, doing nothing but watching it get bigger. Now, when I moved in, Dave only had a couple months ahead of me, 3 to 6 months ahead of me. Now, the hole and the damages in this apartment were very clearly from the tenants before. So, and actually, not tenants, they were there when the tenants were there before us. Like, for instance, the hole in our window must be at least 15 years old, just getting bigger. About 15 years ago, it was probably the size of a marble, and maybe 20 years ago. Now, it's much bigger, and waterfalls come in, rot all the way across, and mold's eating out the wood. Well, of course, the court's got pictures of this we have to drop off and stuff like that. But the landlord's saying, no, 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 all this stuff happened right in between Zach and the tenants before. Yeah, it's all Dave and Raymond Hill. Yeah, they rusted the pipes in the ceiling. Yeah, they drew the crayon in the bedroom, not the 10-year-old child, 3 months before that. No, no, my maintenance would have taken care of that. Yeah, and the doorknob problem, well, my maintenance just forgot to put in a couple doorknobs. By the way, I gave the landlord, when I first moved in, I said, why is there no doorknobs, outlets, light switches, anything in here? He goes, oh, the maintenance should have taken care of that. Well, he obviously didn't. There's no doorknob in the front door. So anybody can just walk into my house and you're about to have me pay you rent. You got no outlets. I'll tell you what, I'll take it off the rent. I'll fix up the doorknobs. I'll fix up the outlets. I'll do that, the small stuff. And I did. I even got some cheap ones from Salvation Army to match his discolored everything else. Like, what do you call that? The switch. Some of the knobs, switches were still there, but no matter how many times I bleached them, they still had that old 70s smoked look. So I tried to match most of them. I wanted metal. I wanted to do a brushed metal doorknob and brushed metal, seeing as it wasn't my dime. But some of these were so broken and so destroyed, like the in-between in the bathroom, that it's just impossible to replace them with the good ones. The wood is smashed, they're not lined up. I can't even, like the one behind me, I had to take a chisel and I had to use a glue and toothpick to make a new hole. They put so many stripped out holes that there was nowhere to put a screw for at least a 6-inch area, but that's the only area that you could put a doorknob. Looks like they try to put the plate to catch the door in 4 different spots within the years, and they've done it so many times, cracked it, destroyed it. Whoever the tenant was before must have broke the door down a couple times, and so it's just nowhere to put a new screw. So I had to make a new hole by adding wood glue with wood into the hole, let it dry, and then put the screw in. And I also had to chisel out the top so the door actually would stay closed, and it was a lot, and it still is a lot. Anyways, so I'm trying to get information about the discovery because the landlord and their attorney did not complete their half. The judge ordered a discovery. She was supposed to hand over her paperwork to me. I was supposed to hand over my paperwork to her. I had a USB drive. I had a converter for the USB drive in case there was no computer, and I had hard copies. So I did exactly as the judge asked, and I complied with the court order. I complied. Now, she was supposed to hand over everything she had on us to me. Did she comply with the court order? All she brought was a USB drive with no conversion, nothing. It could only be uploaded into a computer. So I say, well, that's all I have is a USB drive, but I have backups. So did you bring a computer or any backups? No, you didn't. Well, how did you expect this to work? I don't have money for a computer. You're a lawyer, and he just came from Quebec on an expensive vacation. You're telling me with all your guys' money, neither of you guys have a computer between you. And you guys expect me to have a computer for you when the court order says that I only have to receive your USB. How about you? How are you going to receive my USB? Well, I don't know. The court order didn't say anything about how we were supposed to receive all this. They just said we could bring a USB and that's all we had to do. Well, I got a USB for a computer right here. Are you ready to take it? Well, no. Well, I'm not ready to take your USB because I don't have a computer. But guess what? Here you go. I switched it. Now you can use it on your phone. We can. You sure can. Plug it into your phone and you got the court order. And here's hard copies. Look at this. I printed them out. Oh, I mean, that must have been so difficult. I mean, that's a new thing called a printer. You put the USB in and you print it. Oh, and so I have that for you. So I gave them all the hard copies. I switched over the USB to a phone outlet so they could plug it into their phone to download the USB. And I completed my part of the discovery in full. I try my best to comply with the courts, the judges, and people of authority. I always do. And the judges smile and go, wow, we got a lawyer pulling every bullshit in the trick, and we got a kid who's disabled, can't read or write, and he's pulling out all the stops to complete what we tell him to complete. So it looks good on my behalf. But now I have to figure out how to fill out a form that says that the lawyer only provided a USB with no way to transfer the files during the discovery. I got to figure out what form is that under. And I have to call them, and my roommate has to fill out the form with me. And by the time we figure out how to fill out that this lawyer screwed us, the courts will probably already be way past that. But I guess that's what I'm doing today. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a quick list of something that's interesting and fucked up that I saw. So I've seen a lot of hangover cures for alcoholics. Everyone in the book. Eating in the morning, drinking the hair of the dog in the morning, weird cocktails. There's even a vitamin B shot you can get called the hangover cure. You can buy them at some liquor stores. They are vitamin B. They have caffeine, a bunch of other stuff in it, and then you just mix it with a little bit of a shot of booze. You buy a nip, you throw that in, you do it, and you're good, way better. Some people drink them by themselves. I've seen every mixed drink. I've seen lots of spinach mixture where you take spinach and all these other wake up things. But the one that works that disgusts me the most is I've seen at least two people say they've done. Two people I've seen do it. Well, I had to leave. I just left. I couldn't see this. I'm like, they're gonna shove that thing through their arm, shaking like that, and they were asking me to help them. I'm not helping you with that. No. And these two people did it quite often to help each other in the morning. But other people said they've done it before too that were alcoholics, and I've never done this or been that bad. I don't know what could possibly possess you. Maybe a seizure from alcohol withdrawal. I I've never got to. These are people who drank like a bottle of vodka for 20 years straight or 15 years straight, and they wake up in the worst condition from the alcohol. Anyways, so there's Kenny and a couple other people, but we're going to use the name Kenny. One morning he was having seizures, shakes, alcohol withdrawal. He only had a couple of drops at the bottom of his bottle. The other guy, the other girl, his girlfriend, also shaking, but she took a sip and she looks a little better. She's about to go out and make money. She's about to go out the door and he goes, "Don't do that thing, do that thing." He's telling his girlfriend. I go, "What are you guys gonna do?" She's pulling up vodka into a clean needle. What the hell? She took the clean needle out of the free needles from the car thingy. And don't forget, in Massachusetts, it's only $3 for 10 needles at any pharmacy in the country. Sometimes they'll give you a better deal at $1.55 for 10. They're cheaper than cigarette butts. So every addict just buys them. So they always have like 100 stockpiled, bags of them, not even opened. Everybody always got needles. So there's no need to ever use a dirty needle. But anyway, she pulls out a brand new needle for this. She's pulling up the vodka out of this bottom. She flips it upside down and she twists the cap off. So there's like a drop. There's like a freaking raindrop in there. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? She pulls up the vodka into the syringe. She gives it to him. He's shaking, trying to get it into his body, bleeding all. I'm like, oh my God, I'm out of here. On the way out, She then goes over, kneels, puts it into his arm, injects it, pulls it out. He says, "Oh, it burns. You did it right. It burns inside your veins, so she did it right? What the fuck? You're good. No wonder why you're having liver failure. Oh my God, you're going to be dead, Kenny. You need to stop. You need to stop with the drinking. You need to switch to beer or wine or something. You're killing yourself with this alcohol shit. I mean, and it's okay to drink, but geez." And he goes, "Well, look, now I can stand up and go with you." And he gets up out of the chair. He doesn't look great, but he's not shaking. And he goes out with me, and we just leave. And he goes to Dunkin' Donuts. I go to the businesses because he didn't like going to the businesses. They let him work at a lot of them. That's why. And he just sat there and really didn't do anything but get drunk. But he's allowed in all the places. But he prefers Dunkin' Donuts, and I prefer hanging out with people who actually own companies. So we split up to do our hustles, but he was fine. He started making money. He went to get his first nip. I'm on the way. He stops by to see me at my little thing, and yeah, that was his thing. I mean, I didn't know you could shoot up vodka, a drop of it, to get rid of alcohol sickness in the morning, but that's pretty fucking hardcore hangover cure, huh? You're hungover or you're alcohol sick or whatever, yeah, just take the bottle from the night before, inject that one drop at the bottom and stick it in your vein. That's a good way to kill yourself quick. That's a good way to shut down your fucking liver. What the hell? I mean, the only thing as bad as that I've ever seen in my life is people shooting vinegar with crack. That's those people who love the crack. That scares me. I don't know how they could possibly get hooked on crack. It's not addictive physically. Well, it's a serotonin releaser. It has a addiction in the brain that you are addicted to needing serotonin. So you're like down, I guess, is what I see in a lot of these people. A lot of them seem to be really down when they don't have crack. And then for 15 minutes, they're up when they have it. So they're always mad and depressed for their entire lives until they come up with $300 and then they have 1 hour of happiness and then they go back. I mean, you're spending $100 for maybe 15 minutes of fun. I don't know. Apparently, some of the older folks told me that cocaine was really good in the 80s and you could buy $20 and it'll last you hours. But I have no idea. I wasn't born in the 80s. I don't know if these old folks are telling me the truth. And I've never done coke like that to even know what today's coke does. What I do know is these people do crack $100 worth. They look all fucked up for 15 to 20 minutes. Then they look like they're pissed off and they came down. And then they're running off to make more money. That's what I can tell you. I also can tell you some of them are taking vinegar, mixing it with the crack, and then shooting it into their body. They said I've even seen somebody cut open a lemon and squirt it on their crack. I couldn't. I mean, these are people, by the way, living on the streets in public. This is me walking by one of these already known areas to drink my bottle of booze. Oh, there's somebody already here. Fuck, I gotta go to the next one. And they're squeezing in a lemon. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? You're shooting crack? With a lemon? What does a lemon do? What the fuck do you need a lemon for? Oh, it won't get you high if you use water? What the hell? Okay, have fun over there. I'm gonna be at the beach. Yeah. Don't bother me over there. Okay, you guys got your spot. I'm gonna be down about 10 feet. I'm gonna go down the path. I'm gonna go in back of that little spinner zone, and I'm gonna go hang out at the beach with a good sight. So stay out of the beach. You guys got the parking garage corner. Okay. All right. Thanks. That's where I'm gonna get drunk for the day. Once when you got your, well, not for the day, you finish your bottle, then you either stay there or you go in public after you drank. And if you had too much to drink, then you got to stay in the woods. You got to stay in these spots. Or you got somebody on babysitting duty. What was always me. I was always on babysitting duty. I was babysitting grown-ass adults anywhere from the age of 30 to frickin' 80. I'm so tired of babysitting duty. Even as a child, it felt like I'm always on babysitting duty. That's what they call it on the streets when you have somebody who's too fucked up. If it's drunks like I hung out with, then yeah, it happens quite a bit. But there's some of the weird hangover cures that scare the living shit out of me. People are shooting up vodka. They're so sick out there.